Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm going to give you my top 10 of danang. And the whistles and the noise and scooter traffic is certainly not one of them. But yeah, there's definitely a good top 10 list here that is worth talking about. I know other vloggers have done a few top 10 lists, but I'll try to make mine a little bit more unique. I'm going to give you my top 10, and then after that I'm going to tell you 3 surprisingly underrated things about danang, and then I'm going to finish up with 3 things that are overrated. So you might be able to guess which ones they are, but I'm going to tell you at the end of the video, so stick around. So yeah, let's start off with the first thing I like about danang, and that is My Khe Beach, or just the beach in general. I'm just walking right next to it now. It's on my right. I'll show you guys some highlights of my previous videos as I'm talking, so you get a good idea of the different sights to see here in danang. Definitely one of the nicer beaches I've been in the world, or in Asia at least. So yeah, number 1 on the list is My Khe Beach, and just in general the beach all along the coast here. And yeah, there's just a lot of nice restaurants to eat. You can grab some food, grab some really good Vietnamese coffee. Very relaxed. And another good thing about it is there's not people coming up to sell you stuff on the beach. And there's also cameras, so it's fairly safe to leave your stuff around. Though you might want to, if you have friends here or you're with a group of people, you might want to just have some people watch it while you go swimming. This is where all the pigeons like to hang out here. And another good thing about the beach is there's restrooms all around the side, so if you ever have to use the facilities, it's really easy to find. You have stops all along here. You could just get changed, or if you gotta go to the washroom, just go there. How do you guys like my new afro? So number 2 on the list is the Lady Buddha at the very far end of the beach here along the peninsula. The name of it in Vietnamese is, I'm going to use my cheat sheet here, Chua Linh Ung. Chua Linh Ung, which I believe translates to the Lady Buddha. It's the large white statue of the Buddha that you see from the beach here. That is probably one of the best places, the must-see places you have to go to in danang, and maybe plan to spend the whole day there, or a whole afternoon at least. There's a guy breakdancing over here. So definitely plan your afternoon. You want to have a lot of time to go there because there's quite a lot to see. And it's not too overly crowded, which is nice because there's such a large area. There's different places you can see there too, like different little temple areas, and the monkeys too. That's kind of funny to see all the monkeys hanging out by the temple there, by the big statue. Maybe someone's got a drone. I'm getting another perspective here on another vlog. And number 3 on the top 10 list is the Dong Dinh Art Museum, which is very close to the Lady Buddha. Same vicinity. It's probably like a maybe 5-minute drive, maybe a little bit longer walk. I went to that museum before going to Lady Buddha, so it's up to you really what you want to do. It's kind of a good first stop before you go see the Lady Buddha. The Dong Dinh Art Museum has a lot of, I think they're authentic fishermen houses, and then they transformed the rest of the area into a museum. It has a bunch of different artifacts and different historical items along that side by the Lady Buddha. I believe the fishermen's houses in that area were built in the early 1900s. And it's just a really kind of relaxing spot. There's not many people there, and the admission fee was very cheap. If you just kind of want to go and relax and see some nice things in nature, and as well as some historical things about Danang, go there. I really enjoyed it. It's very calm, peaceful. There's kind of a little bit of a waterfall area there too, which is kind of cool. Still getting ready to break dance over there. Number 4 on the list is the Fisherman Village, which is actually also in the same vicinity. It's just at the end of the beach where it connects with the peninsula there. I went to the Fisherman Village on the same day that I went to the art museum and the Lady Buddha, but it was a little bit later in the evening, so I couldn't get good footage. So I went another day, and it was kind of cloudy, so again, not the greatest footage of that, but it's really, really interesting to see how the fishermen go in and out. And they have these round little fishing boats that they paddle out to, and then they go out to the main boats using the smaller ones. You see those round boats all along the beach here. I spoke to one of the fishermen. He was telling me the times he goes in and out for the day's catch, though he didn't really speak English very well, so I think he went out in the evening and then spent the majority of the time on the sea during that time, and then he'd come back. Though when I was there, I saw people going out to the boats probably around 6 p.m. I'd imagine they go in and out throughout the day sometimes. But yeah, and that's free too, so I think it's worth your time and money to go there too. And number 5 on the list is the Marble Mountains. It's definitely a must-see if you're in Danang as well. Super impressive. Like when you go in there, the caves go down, and then they have these massive Buddha statues within the caves. And then after you've done exploring the caves, you go up, and then you can go up to the top of the mountains and get a great view of the surroundings. So it's really a super diverse landscape when you explore through there. So you have like the depths of the caves, and then you have the peak of the mountain. But you have to get your walking shoes on because you're going to spend, again, probably the whole day there. So, and I got to watch your feet. It's super slippery sometimes. So yeah, the Marble Mountains. If you come to Vietnam, I'd say like that's probably one of the top 3 things you got to see. I was in Danang years ago, and I don't know how I managed to skip it. I was younger, and I think I just wanted to party. So there's so many cool things around Danang that I missed when I was younger. Yeah, you owe it to yourself to see the Marble Mountains at least once in your life. Okay guys, we're getting there. Number 6 on the top 10 list for Danang, I would say, is the Buddhist temples just throughout the whole city. I know you won't have time to see them all, but I recommend 2 that you should definitely see, some of the smaller ones. I'll put the links in the description along with all the other things I talk about here. The one actually on the far end here, sort of towards the fishing village. It's actually right next to the fishing boat area. Very massive complex. I was actually not intending on going to that one, but I was happy that I found it. It was a little bit later in the nighttime after I just checked out the fishing village. So I was going to grab a grab bike back to my hotel and just as I was about to book the grab bike, I saw the temple, so I wandered in there and just took a few pictures and some video footage of it. So I'll show that right now as I'm talking, so you get a vibe of what it's like to see. Oh, and there was another temple next to my hotel that I did some video of as well. And I'll leave the name of that one on the video description too for you. They're both quite famous and popular with locals to go to, so I would check them out if you had time. They're very quiet, not too many tourists, which I like. It's very relaxing. If you want to just kind of get away from the beach for a little while and cool down, just go to the temple areas. And number 7 on the list is the Danang Cathedral. It's the famous pink church that's in town. I went there the first time and it was closed, so I couldn't get any footage of it, but then I went the next time and I got some okay footage. I'll show you now. If you guys want to go see that pink church, you got to check the times. So I go onto Google Maps and check. I'll leave them in the video as well, but you know, they might always change the times too, so just double check before you go, or else they might close the gates and then you'll just have to go get a coffee or something and wait or go another day. And number 8 on the list is the Museum of Cham Sculpture, or the Cham Sculpture Museum. If you're a big history buff and you want to see some impressive historical sculptures, definitely go there. It's usually on everyone's top 10 list when they come to Da Nang, so I'd say it lives up to its reputation. And you might want to spend 3 hours there. It really depends, like, you know, if you want to read up on it a little more, you might have to spend more time there. I enjoyed the museum. It's kind of a good thing to see if it's a rainy day, you might want to go there, or a bit cloudy. Reserve that day for the Cham Sculpture Museum. Though you don't have to make reservations, just, you know, you can't really book the weather, right? You can't plan on the weather sometimes, so if you run into a gray day or a cloudy day, maybe take yourself to the museum there, do something indoors. Cham Sculpture Museum's definitely worthwhile. I think some of those sculptures, I read they date back to the 7th century, so really impressive. The Cham Sculpture Museum has the largest collection of Cham sculptures in the world, and that's in Da Nang. If you're here, you don't want to miss that one. How's that for a nice view? We're almost there, almost on the top 10 list. Number 9 on the list is the seafood restaurants of Da Nang. There's so many around town. I can't recommend one, but I can recommend one if you want to just go take some pictures of the live seafood. I spent like half an hour there taking pictures of the different types of seafood in the water there. There were some interesting creatures for sure. I couldn't name them all, but yeah, I was super impressed. If you don't want to eat it, just go look at it. Like, I was very impressed with all the different types of seafood and fish in the containers there. Some of those king crab, like, they looked like they were from an alien planet. I will leave a map link in the description of that seafood place that I took the footage of, if you guys are interested in it. I think you should go there during the evening, and then if you want to eat some seafood, just go there, pick out what you like, and then they'll cook it up for you. And this top 10 list about Da Nang would be incomplete without Vietnamese food. And number 10 on the list is My Quang. I think I'm pronouncing it okay. My Quang or Mi Quang. It's the traditional central Vietnamese dish. It's famous really all around the world if you are familiar with Vietnamese cuisine. I wasn't until I came here, but I stumbled upon this restaurant that's some of the best food I've ever had in my life. Like, no joke. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. And I could tell, like, by the people that were eating there, a lot of people would come back and have the same thing, or I think that some of them maybe had been here previously in previous years and they came back just to eat at that restaurant. So if you are familiar with Vietnamese, central Vietnamese food, this place is probably one of the best in Vietnam. I think it's called My Quang Ga. My Quang Ga. Again, I'll leave a map link in the description, but everything on that menu is awesome. We got temporarily interrupted by the speaker behind me there. It started blasting music for some reason, just randomly. And they had this public service announcement or some sort of, I don't know what it was. It was all in Vietnamese, but anyway, it's over now. Yeah, that My Quang Ga restaurant is outstanding. Like, if there's 6 stars, I'd give it 6 stars. I wish I could take that restaurant home with me, or like wherever I'm living, just have it down the street, and I could literally have that probably every day and never get sick of it. So yeah, number 10 on the list, My Quang. And this list isn't really in order. I mean, some things you might prefer more than others, but all 10 of them are top notch. If you come to Da Nang, you won't be disappointed if you see any of those things or experience any of those places.